let's talk about God of War. No, not that God of War. This God of War. The now iconic franchise was started in 2005 and developed by the Santa Monica studio. And the game opens up with Kratos plunging himself off of a cliff, saying the gods have abandoned him. Just an absolutely buck-wild way to start off a game with, practically unaliving yourself. But then we cut back, and we are now in the open seas. You are playing as this Spartan warrior who's fighting for his life against hordes of undead, just absolutely ripping them apart with this, cartoonish level of blood. And then, all of a sudden, boom, Hydra. And it's just like, wha-pow, and shabam, and then it just eats this dude. And that dude has the key that you need. This is a precursor to what makes the original God of War trilogy so great and fun. It's the boss battles. So you get to the giant Hydra, and you hack and slash your way through the first two heads, and then you're finally getting up to the big one, and you're getting it, and you're killing them, and then you're prompted with a quick time event. A staple for the series and all the upcoming games. Triangle, square, triangle. You hit all the right buttons as soon as they pop up, and you defeat the Hydra. And then you go in his mouth, and you see this dude again, and you just completely, unabashedly fuck him over. It really sets the tone that Kratos is this badass, and he's not the hero. He's just this man motivated by pure, unadulterated violence. A very early 2000s game indeed. What makes this game stand the test of time, though, is all the fun combos and boss fights that you get to do over the game. The game really makes you feel like Spider-Man. I mean, Kratos. But getting better at the combat feels good. Learning the combos is a fun and nostalgic thing that makes you feel like you're playing one of those original fighting games that you were as a kid. And the combat also doesn't really feel too slow or clunky that I feel like a lot of fighting games at the time really did. And everything you're doing is just to get to the next boss fight. You're living for these boss fights. And that everything that you're doing is puzzles. I mean, so many puzzles. Every second of cool, badass fighting and action is broken up with a mandatory puzzle that I imagine in 2005 would have killed me if I had to do. Weeks I would have spent, but now we have the internet, so it makes it a lot easier when you're stuck for 30 minutes on the same freaking puzzle. Like, where do I push this? Where do I push this? And don't even get me started on the water levels. The story of the game isn't that bad either. Kratos is tasked with killing the god of war by Athena and has to get the power from Pandora's box to do so. A classic Greek tale. As the game progresses, you find out that Kratos had a wife and a daughter that Ares tricked him into killing, forcing him down this path of anger and revenge that he will stop at nothing to accomplish. But deeper, Kratos just wants to not be haunted by his past. The ash on his skin is this constant reminder of what he has done and why he's doing everything he's doing. And in the end, after solving 6,000 puzzles and getting this big sword and all these new abilities, mastering all the combos the game has to offer, all of it is taken away and you have the stupidest, hardest boss battle fight ever. Ares, the guy you're trying to kill, just turns into a spider and then proceeds just to whoop your ass so hard. I literally had to find how to beat him on a message board from 15 years ago. This is how hard this end boss battle is, but this is such a good thing because games nowadays are so easy. I had so much fun and so much sense of accomplishment when I finally beat him after literally 3 days of going back and trying. After killing 1,000 enemies, fighting countless boss battles, you have finally done it. Ares is defeated, and you walk your happy ass back up to the ledge and plummet yourself off of it, trying to finally free yourself from the guilt and dread of killing your wife and daughter. But no, Athena has other plans for you, and takes you, saves you, and you are now the new god of war. It's surprising how well this game holds up as it's almost 20 years old. It's definitely more of a fighting game than anything else, but I think that's okay. And it doesn't take away from the experience of being this god of war Kratos. Going from modern games, this can be a bit jarring, but once you get the hang of it, it's really fun and can be frustrating, but very rewarding. There's also just a whole lot of boobs. 7 out of 10.